So I think I might do it this way and then switch it to...
Welcome to Purdue University and the CERIAS Security Seminar. Our speaker today is Minakshi Gupta from Indiana University. She's an assistant professor in computer science there. She graduated in 2004 with a PhD from Georgia Tech, and her research interests are in computer networks and security. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We just need to click right there.
She needs to put the wireless mic on and turn it on.
We're going to go with the podium mic. Yeah, just hit that.
Yeah, my only concern is I think the movie may not play.
Oh, okay. Well, you might need to pop out of there then.
Okay. Well, this is your first seminar for the semester, right? I will try my best to make it too heavy. And if you have any questions, please interrupt. And I don't have to go through the whole thing if that's too much to go through, but we'll go through whatever you guys are comfortable
And if you do have
absorbing.
questions, if you do have questions, press the button on your microphone. The light will come on if you've pressed the button hard enough. It's right on the leading edge of your microphone there.
So this work on web security, specifically web redirects that I'm going to talk about today, was done with my students Craig Shue and Andrew Califat. With some luck, I would get a movie to play, and you will get to see them, a little bit of my lab, a glimpse of computer science department at Indiana University. And I want to, it's a very short movie, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. It was the coverage of this work on Channel 13. So I thought I would open with that so you can see how media describes things, and then I will give you the boring talk after that, right? So let's see. Okay. Let me see if I have... There's something with this movie that won't play in the slideshow mode. So
Indiana University has a new warning about an email scheme that can clean out your bank account. Minaxi's spray court of passing shows us the new risk just a click away.
how can I
Did you
do?
open and click on any web links on this suspicious email from PayPal?
PayPal and its parents know they're prime targets for phishers, online predators who trick users into giving up sensitive personal information. It happens by a process known as redirecting. It's part of the web. You're linked to other sites. But by manipulating the code in the open links found on the address bar, phishers can send you an email with realistic-looking graphics and code asking you to confirm or update your profile.
Once you have been phished, they can log on as you to eBay, to any of your bank accounts, do bank transactions, and phishing is a very big problem right now.
Dr. Minakshi Gupta is an IU professor who studied the problem. Some of her students wanted to find out just how vulnerable the system is. It started as curious concern between the two doctoral students here at IU School of Computer Science, but it became a semester-long, labor-intensive research project with results that surprised even them.
It's startling. There are a lot of risks to this for ordinary users.
Craig Shue and Andrew Califat, with Gupta advising, created a code that tracked 2.5 million web pages. 180,000 had redirect links. Of those, a whopping 80% were open.
So if they are open, you can manipulate the destination, take people to wherever you want, make the page look like anything you want it to be.
eBay, PayPal, and banks are the most common targets.
Most of us don't go back to the browser toolbar to see what it says.
At some point, you kind of wonder, should you just say, don't click on links in email, only go directly to the places? Because it seems like links are becoming more and more difficult for them to be able to trust.
As a bottom line, don't open a link if you don't know who it's from. Log directly onto the site or call the fraud department. That is advice from the FBI, which investigates these kinds of crimes, which really something of a difficult process because many of the phishing sites originate overseas. You can report a suspected crime online through a link at our website, WTHR.com. Live in the newsroom, Ray Quarterfassi, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.
So I hope what you did get from this short clip is that the redirect links that are present on the web can be manipulated in a manner that can be used by phishers, that can be exploited by phishers. And that's what I'll go through in the rest of this talk. If you have any questions, press the microphone in front of you, and I would like the session to be more interactive. So what is a web redirect? There are many ways there are many reasons to have redirects on the web. For example, if you have bookmarked a link and later on the website actually changes the exact directory structure on it, but they would still like you to be able to get to that original link so your bookmarks don't become invalid, the way they would do it is through a redirect. That when you click on that original link, they will redirect you to the new location of that page. That is one of the more traditional uses of web redirects. Some of the newer uses of redirects are to track users on a website. When you go to a website and you click on a link that's outside that site. For example, you go to NewYorkTimes.com, but they have an advertisement that you click on, so you get taken to that advertiser site. In that case, NewYorkTimes.com is not able to track where you went from their site. So what they do is, they instead, when you click, they take you to a special page, which basically allows the server to redirect you to the original site while recording which page you were at when you clicked on that redirect and where you went from there. So tracking of users is a big thing in the internet, and redirects are a common way to accomplish that. So a site could have a special redirect page, record where you were going, and basically know where you went from their site. So that's another redirect. Another common use for redirecting is to prevent what's called typo squatting. So popular domains, for example, eBay, Google, they have people who want to leverage their brand names in doing bad things, or at least serving up advertisements. One of the ways they would do it is they would register something like google.com instead of google.com. And when people go to google.com, you can show them advertisements and such. One way that Google and other brands, eBay and banks even, would protect their brand is to register the variants of their domain name. So Google would register google.com, G-O-O-O, google.com kind of thing. They try to register as many of these as possible. When you click on them, then you no longer stay on google.com or google.com, you actually get redirected to google.com. And that's, in fact, one of the very popular reasons to have redirects. So to find relocated content, to track user visits and where users go from your site, and to prevent people to redirect people from typo squatted domains to your original domain are some of the prominent reasons to use redirects on the web. So it's a very powerful feature of the web, the redirects. Unfortunately, if you don't make your redirects, provision your redirects properly, they can be exploited, and which is what the study is about. So we basically had three goals in this work. The first was to develop heuristics to identify redirects that are open and can be exploited. The second was to find how many of such open redirects actually exist on the internet. And the third was to look at techniques that would mitigate these open redirects. So my goal today is to at least go through the first two bullets, and time permitting, I'll go through the third bullet. So in what way do you actually accomplish a redirect? How does redirecting really happen? There are three common ways of doing redirecting. One is the HTTP redirect, where the server, when you click on that link, the server would actually send us HTTP status code, and along with that response, tell you where you should go, right? The second way is the HTML refresh. There is a HTML refresh meta tag that allows people to, it was really provisioned for refreshing that very page, but it allows you to actually go to another page. So if you refresh, you can be taken to another page. And that's another way of accomplishing redirect, not the most popular one. Then, of course, you can use JavaScript to practically do anything, and one of the things you can use the JavaScript to do is to take you to another website, and that's another use. So in this work, we basically focused on HTTP redirect, which is where there's a status code and the response contains the site where the client should be going to.